Okay, ready to go ahead?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, my name is Adam Hammer, and this is my informative speech for COM 110. So the average price of a gallon of gas in North Carolina this week is $2.10. According to the AAA fuel gauge report, which came out today, that's 70% lower than fuel prices were 6 months ago. So what's explaining this drop in crude oil prices? Oil prices have declined 50% since June of 2014 because of A, increase in supply, B, an increase in the technology and the extraction rate of oil, and C, a decrease in demand for crude oil. So according to the Wall Street Journal, an article that came out in January 2015, the effect of lower gasoline is putting approximately $200 in each of American families' households' pockets. So we're looking at this year, we might see families have $200 to $300 more in disposable income to spend on the economy. So the effects of gasoline prices decreasing have a huge effect on the economy. So the first thing I mentioned was global supply. Global supply has increased because of two main things. A, output has increased, predominantly in the American domestic oil fields. And B, the emergence of American shale oil. So essentially shale oil fields are oil fields that were previously too expensive to extract oil from. But when oil was high about a year ago, energy companies were able to get into those areas and extract that oil, though it was more expensive because they could sell it for more expensive. The second thing is an increased efficiency in extracting oil, which has led to an increase in supply. So the emergence of hydraulic fracturing has allowed oil companies to extract oil at an extremely higher rate. The New York Times estimates that fracking has allowed for some oil wells to be extracted at a speed of 40% higher, which has thus then allowed for more supply to come online, and thus we're seeing an increase in supply. The third thing, and probably the largest thing that's attributing to the decline in oil prices, is a decline in demand. And that's globally. When we look at oil prices, we're looking at the commodity from a global market. Oil prices have declined about 50%, and that's mainly because of a decline in demand in Europe and in Asia, specifically in China. The New York Times estimates in a February article that China has decreased their need for oil by double digits in 6 months. In fact, they estimate it's about 12 to 15% less oil that the Chinese economy needs. And that's had a huge impact on the global price of oil. We've seen China go through a global recession. We're seeing Europe struggling through a global recession, and Japan struggling through a global recession. And thus we're seeing their demand for raw commodities like oil decline, and thus send the oil prices down, because we see an increase in supply and a decrease in demand, which is compounding effects, which has made oil prices go into a free fall for the last 6 months. This free fall is specifically unique. We've had experiences in the past where oil prices have declined, but not to this extent, and moreover not this fast. About 50 to 60% in 6 months is unprecedented. And like I said, analysts are accounting the increase in supply compounded by the decrease in demand to explain this free fall. Warren Buffett said a century ago, petroleum, or what we call oil, was just an obscure commodity. Today it's almost as essential to humans as water. Oil will rebound. Companies will find it unprofitable at this level to operate, and oil prices will eventually go up. But the three reasons for the decline in oil prices currently are an increase in supply, an increase in the technology allowing for rates of extraction to go up, and finally a decrease in demand. Thank you.